Hey everyone, and welcome to this overview video on Databricks Unity Catalog. This video is the first video as part of a wider Unity Catalog series on my channel. In this initial video, I'll introduce you to Unity Catalog and discuss some of its most important features. So what is Unity Catalog? Unity Catalog provides centralized access control, auditing, lineage, and data discovery capabilities across Databricks Workspaces. Prior to Unity Catalog on Databricks, everything related to governance and data management was controlled at a workspace level. So access control, user management, and the Hive metastore were completely decentralized, and they were managed individually at a workspace level. Each workspace had its own Hive metastore. This approach had its limitations. So governance capabilities were somewhat fragmented. It relied primarily on access control lists for managing permissions at a basic level. Data management was also decentralized, with individual teams managing access to their own data assets at a workspace level. You also had basic security features, such as network security, encryption, and authentication mechanisms. However, comprehensive data governance and privacy controls were not as robust. With Unity Catalog, it's completely different. As you can see from the image on the screen, there is a centralized approach in access control and user management. And there's a metastore that's shared across multiple workspaces. The Unity Catalog metastore is different to the Hive metastore. It supports a broader range of functionalities, such as data discovery and lineage tracking. While the Hive metastore is designed to work with the Hadoop distributed file system, the Unity Catalog metastore has been designed to work with cloud object storage, such as Amazon S3 and Azure Data Lake Storage. There are numerous features in Unity Catalog. Unity Catalog offers a single place to administer data access policies across all of your workspaces. You can use standard ANSI SQL to grant and revoke permissions on Unity Catalog objects. Unity Catalog automatically captures user-level audit logs that record access to your data. It provides data lineage by tracking and visualizing the flow of data across different datasets and processes within the platform. You can also tag and document data assets, and then use a search interface to search for these data assets based on those tags. The main administrative roles in Unity Catalog are account admin, metastore admin, and workspace admins. Account admins can create and link metastores to workspaces. They can assign metastore admins and configure storage credentials, among other things. Metastore admins have extensive privileges over the metastore itself. And then workspace admins have privileges adding users and groups to a workspace. They can delegate workspace admin roles, and they can manage job ownership and the handling of workspace objects. So the image on the screen depicts the Unity Catalog data objects. The metastore is the top-level container for metadata. Each metastore exposes a three-level namespace. So you have catalog, schema, and table. That's how you reference your data. Catalog is the first layer of the object hierarchy. Schemas, also known as databases, are the second layer of the object hierarchy. So they store objects such as tables and views. You then have, within each schema, tables, views, functions, and volumes. So volumes will store your non-tabular data. You also have models. Models refer to machine learning models. You can also see other objects in the diagram too. Storage credentials and external locations work together for managing data access. Shares and recipients are used to distribute data assets within Unity Catalog. And then connections enable Unity Catalog to access and query external databases, providing a seamless way to federate queries across different data sources. Okay, so that's enough of the theory. Let me now show you one of my Unity Catalog enabled workspaces, and then I'll compare that with one of my non-Unity Catalog enabled workspaces, so you can see the differences for yourself. Okay, so I'm in one of my Unity Catalog enabled Databricks workspaces. The account console is where the administration of your metastores across all workspaces in your organization occurs. To access the account console, under your username, click on Manage Account. So under my username, I can click on Manage Account. Only account admins can access this. So on the Workspaces tab here, you can see all workspaces in your organization. So I have 3 workspaces. And you can see the relevant information, such as the metastore that they're assigned to. So these 2 workspaces have been assigned to metastores. So that implies that these 2 are Unity Catalog enabled, and this one is not Unity Catalog enabled because it's not assigned to a metastore. On the Data tab, you can see all of your metastores. So I have 1 metastore. If I click into that, you can see the details for the metastore. So it belongs to the UK South region, and here is the metastore admin. So I can also, as the account admin, edit this metastore admin. And then on the Workspaces tab here, you can see the workspaces assigned to this metastore. So there are 2. On the User Management tab, you can change user, group, and service principal permissions. You can inherit these from your cloud provider. You can also assign account admins here. So if I click on a user, go on their roles, you can assign them as account admin. Only account admins can assign account admins, so keep that in mind. Okay, so back in my workspace, on Catalog Explorer, you can see all of the catalogs present in my workspace. So I'll start with the Hive Metastore. This isn't really a proper catalog. It reflects the traditional Hive Metastore, allowing users to access and manage the metadata of tables and databases that were previously managed by the Hive Metastore using the old approach. This is particularly useful for workspaces that need to be migrated to Unity Catalog from the traditional Hive Metastore. So this Hive Metastore catalog is workspace specific, unlike the other normal catalogs which can be shared across multiple workspaces. This main catalog here is automatically created. You also have this system catalog here. This contains metadata about the Unity catalog itself, such as information about tables, views, schemas, and other data assets. The schemas in this catalog is used for administrative and monitoring purposes. You also have this samples catalog. This is created by default and just contains sample data for you to play around with. You'll also notice this catalog called Snowflake Foreign. If I click into it, you can see that's created using a connection to Snowflake. So this data is actually stored outside of Databricks, and I am creating a foreign catalog so I can actually query data from Snowflake. This is known as Lakehouse Query Federation, and you can do this on multiple platforms, including Snowflake. You can even use this to connect to Databricks workspaces outside of your organization. So moving on, this HR catalog is one that I've created. When I click into it, there are 5 schemas or databases. You have the bronze, silver, and gold schemas that I've created. And then there are 2 by default. One is called default and one is called information schema. These are created by default for each catalog that you create. So let me click into the bronze schema. Here are the tables in this schema. So previously, when referencing tables in the traditional Hive Metastore, you specify the database and the table. Unity Catalog has a 3-level namespace. So if I want to query this countries table, I would specify it by doing HR, which is the catalog, dot the schema, which is bronze, dot the table name. So let me quickly show you by opening a notebook. So I'll just add a notebook. Make sure it's connected to a cluster. It is. So to read that table, I can just do spark.read.table. And I'm using Python right now. So I can just reference hr.bronze.countries and then run this. And then I can actually display that like so. So here's the data. Using an SQL cell, I can just simply type select star from hr.bronze.countries and then run this. And that's worked as well, as you can see. So back in catalog, and if I go back to this table, you can see the details for this table. So this table is a managed table. You can have managed and external tables. Managed tables can only be of the Delta format. External tables can have multiple formats, such as Delta, Parquet, ORC, Avro, CSV, JSON, or text. So since this is a managed table, it can only be Delta. And here, under the details, you can see the path to the storage location. You can see the metastore ID that it's associated to, and the table ID as well. You can also see information such as who it's created by and other useful bits of information as well. You can also manage permissions to this table as well by going on this Permissions tab. So you can do that using this UI where you can grant and revoke certain permissions, and you can also do that using ANSI SQL on notebooks as well. So this user has select privileges on this table. So this is user 1. The user also has use schema privileges, and then they also have use catalog privileges as well. So to be able to query this table, the user also needs permissions on the catalogs and the schemas for that table as well. Furthermore, at the catalog level, notice Workspaces. So I can assign this catalog and all of the contents of that catalog to multiple workspaces. So right now, all workspaces that are a part of this metastore can access this catalog. And all of the permissions that I apply to this catalog will be propagated to all of the workspaces that have access. So if I uncheck this, I can now specify which workspaces have access. And you'll notice right now, I'm no longer able to access this because it's been crossed out. So if I assign this to workspaces, these workspaces will now have access. So I can assign, and then when I refresh this, this should change from no access to show me the contents of that catalog. And as you can see, that's the case. Great. So just to reiterate that, the permissions that you give to your catalogs, schemas, and tables and other data assets will be applied to all workspaces that the data is shared to. So now if I go to this countries table again, notice columns, you can actually add comments and tags. These comments and tags can then be used in the global search icon to search for the data. So if I have sensitive information, I can add a comment saying this is sensitive information, and I can search for that using that specific tag. Further along, you can see Lineage. This shows the flow of the data. You can see under tables, this is the downstream table that this table has been referenced in, and that is in the silver layer. You can also see the notebooks that have been referencing this table. And then you can see workflows, pipelines, paths, and queries that have referenced the table as well. You can also see the lineage graph. So you can see here is the table that I'm currently selecting, and here is the downstream table that it's linked to. And to give you a better example of this, let me go on one of my gold tables. So on employee details, if I go to lineage, see lineage graph, and then I expand this, I can now see the full lineage of this specific data model. So the bronze layer to the silver layer to the gold layer. So this silver employees table has been joined with this departments table to create this employee details table. You can see all of the columns, the data types, and other useful metrics as well. So it gives you full transparency of the data and the flow of that data. So there's a lot of useful and powerful features on Unity Catalog that you can see. There are also features that allow you to share your data. So Delta sharing allows you to share data assets outside of your organization. Under external data, you can access data stored in cloud object storage using storage credentials and external locations. And then using connections, you can run queries against multiple data sources such as Snowflake, MySQL, Postgre, and even other Databricks workspaces outside of your metastore without needing to migrate all of the data to a unified system. So you can see I've already created a connection to a Snowflake data warehouse, and that is how I have connected to this foreign catalog on Snowflake using that connection. So now you know what Unity Catalog can do. Let me show you one of my non-Unity Catalog enabled workspaces so you can compare the two. So let me go back to the account console. I'll go to my Workspaces, and this is the workspace that has not been assigned to a metastore, as you can see. So let's open that. So I'll go to Catalog. So to be able to access the information, let me just start this serverless warehouse, and that will just take a moment to spin up. And now notice, when I select a specific table, I have the details, I have permissions, but I don't have lineage information. You also don't have additional features such as external data and delta sharing. And this legacy Hive metastore also uses a two-level namespace. So you simply have the database and then the tables. So it does not use the three-level namespace. So when you reference tables, you just type hr.thetable_name. So that will be the database dot the table. So where I was able to have a separate database for my bronze, silver, and gold tables in Unity Catalog, here I have all of the tables stored in the same database. Of course, I can have a separate database for each layer as well, but this is how I've done it in this instance. I've prefixed the table with the type of table that it is, so you can see bronze, silver, and gold tables. However, you still can't see the link between these tables or how they flow between each other. In general, there's much less functionality compared to Unity Catalog. You can manage permissions, but the permissions apply only to each workspace, unlike Unity Catalog, where you can set permissions that are propagated to each workspace assigned to the same metastore. Okay, so in this video, I've summarized the main features of Unity Catalog, which are centralized access control, auditing, lineage, and data discovery capabilities, to name a few. I've also showed you a Unity Catalog enabled workspace so you can get a better understanding of these features in practice. And I've also shown you a non-Unity Catalog enabled workspace so you can get a comparison of the two. In the next video of this Unity Catalog series, I'll show you how to enable Unity Catalog on your Azure Databricks workspace. So if you found this video useful, then please give it a like and subscribe to my channel for more content like this.